This is the second of 2 companion videos. They're meant to be viewed back to back, and the reason for that is I reached down to the cursor pad to take the tip of my finger and remove a piece of lint or whatever it is off the pad, and that ended the recording. So let's see, where was I? I was about to introduce to you, I'm not going to, but I'm going to say, through my dear friend Janet, not my brother's first wife Janet, who was a lovely person, but a fellow pianist who went back to Philly when she retired from her position at Mercyhurst. Went back to Philly with her husband, and she told me about this guy, and she said he changed her life. Changed her life after she retired. Ding, ding, ding. Let me clamor after that one. So my intention is to report back after several sessions with him, and we shall see. I've needed a life coach for years, and many of us have, and we never knew that they existed. And when you go to New York, you meet some girl who works in an Airbnb, and she calls herself a life coach. I mean, they're everywhere. But we only have a couple life coaches in Erie, and the one I wanted was full and not taking anybody new. Could have meant simply that she didn't want to deal with an Italian. Erie is still so archaic in their approach to certain ethnic groups around here. Wow. But anyway, I don't know that that was true. I just suspect it. But we're going to address why it is that this is the lowest I've ever felt in my whole life, emotionally. I feel like everything that was part of my identity has been destroyed. And I have to eke out whatever isolated opportunities I get to do what I always did professionally. I think I probably fell in love with Mr. X because he'd been a former student of mine. And I think there was a sort of symbolic value embodied. Certainly said Mr. X would be oblivious of that fact, and he's not responsible for fulfilling it, but nevertheless, symbolic value has meaning. I think the guy represents all of my past attempts at getting through and making a connection with someone for whom I can affect a change. I'm not talking about, you can't change people. I don't mean that. I mean really enhance somebody else's life, allow them to, for me to be a catalyst in someone else's life for the better. And maybe I have been. All of this remains to be seen. But I had nothing else pretty much to live for outside of my private studio. And I latched onto this one person who appeared to me to have so many blanks in the sentence, so many aspects that could be filled. And I thought I could lead, I thought I could give direction to, and some options and choices, but it all came apart because other people decided to define what I was doing and attach nefarious and unacceptable adjectives to my motives. That's going to take a long time for me to weed through and figure out. But it certainly has taught me buckets about human nature and the current state of our society at a certain level. Wow. So there's going to be a new set of sessions for the old girl. They'll all be remote because he's in Eastern Pennsylvania. but he changed my friend Janet's life, and she's a woman I've always respected in every way, for every reason. And I feel hopeful. You won't have to be listening to all this blather much longer, because I'll be directing it toward someone who is in the profession of being willing to hear it. The end.